connection between Derry and Donegal is very strong and always has been very strong.
The amount of people we get from all over the world that come here to buy our products.
And I don't want to live away. This is my home, this is where I was born and bred.
We're very proud of our heritage and provenance.
I believe in preserving the skills that we have, and that in the future the world is really going to thank us for that.
Derry has a really rich history in textile and garment manufacturing, with people like William Scott beginning to trade between the northwest and Scotland. He opened a factory in 1830. So at one stage in Derry we had 40 factories, and apparently the factories employed up to 18,000 workers. We still have a lot of these factories dominating the landscape. Women of Derry were essentially the main breadwinners. They really were considered the backbone of the society, throughout the 1900s.
The Northwest region has a very strong tradition in weaving and yarn production, and to me it's synonymous with the social and cultural landscape of this area. There's many long-held traditions around clothing and textile production up in this area, and it's always what I think of Donegal. It's Donegal yarn, Donegal tweed, and indeed one of my first jobs leaving college, I designed knitwear patterns for a Donegal based company, so I have a bit of history in this area myself.
Well, actually when I was a small boy, there was an awful lot of handloom weaving going on. In the wee town land I was born in, there were 6 houses in it. There was actually 8 handloom weaving in 6 houses. So it was just, you came home from school, and on your way home, every other house or something like that, you heard the loom going in it. So that's where I started out. I remember coming home from school, filling the bobbins. That time you had the old bicycle wheel on the end of the loom, or maybe separate, and you filled the bobbins for your father, whoever, or your uncle, whoever's weaving. I remember early 70s, I was working in the place in Agra, and on a Thursday evening, the foreman came up to me and he says, "That bit of tweed you in there," he says, "wanted for Paris as fast as we can get it." I said, okay. I worked through the whole night, and I'd finished in the morning at 8:30 when the boys were coming in, and I worked at 5 that evening again. That was from 8:30 Thursday morning to 5 Friday evening non-stop. Look at this. I always felt content in the loom. Should be 20 hours a day.
My granny was a speed knitter for McGee's at Donegal town, and that's one of my earliest memories is of her knitting away, and just her and my mother gossiping together, and it instills a sense of being and belonging.
In those days there wasn't anything to bring young people back. Times have changed. I think a need and a want for sustainability, and locally made product, and a desire from the consumer to actually buy locally made product is actually encouraging a lot more people to get back into the creative side of things. And we have had some fantastic outcomes from the Fashion and Textile Design Centre, where the young artists and designers realise that they don't have to go away anymore. I think the history actually plays a big role in what they do. We have a lovely young brand that's based in the Fashion and Textile Design Centre called Factory Ireland. Her work is inspired by her own parents working in a factory in Strabane and Sign Mills. She grew up in those days with her parents working in the factory. In early 2022, we created a pop-up shop in Foyneside Shopping Centre called Reimagine. And it was born out of a desire to support startup brands, especially after COVID, when funding was cut and it was a really tough time for them to trade. We decided the name Reimagine because we wanted to reimagine, how the high street works. The space that we used was vacant and had been vacant for some time, so we wanted to use vacant spaces and work with the landlords to make it viable for young brands to trade.
I'm excited by the rich history of textiles in the Northwest. There is real passion in this unique location. The skill and knowledge there is unparalleled around the world, and fundamentally collaboration is a very simple idea, but it can be a really positive platform for growth within the local Northwest fashion and textile industries.
Donegal is an unrivaled area of beauty. It's rich in heritage, craftsmanship and creativity. Nature and industry are uniquely intertwined, and community and commerce go hand in hand. Donegal brands have unparalleled content for storytelling around sustainability and community, which many are already communicating as the entry point to their business, both in digital and physical spaces. By introducing artists from diverse creative disciplines to the beauty and heritage of Donegal textiles, new relationships could be developed to engage new channels of communication.
We have equal numbers of people from Donegal based in the fashion hub or using the facilities, coming to the classes and things like that. And we've collaborated with ATU in the past, which was once LYIT, and that's a fantastic degree course. And it's creating really well-rounded designers that are coming out of it.
Donegal really is the one county in Ireland universally associated with the textile, and that's Donegal Tweed, of course. So I want to talk about the efforts being made to get it BGI status in Europe, which would offer terrific marketing opportunities for the whole industry, I would think. I'd also like to talk about the efforts to promote Irish-grown wool products, which I think is very exciting and growing.
We're one of the last commercial spinning mills in Ireland. Our yarns are quite unique. We use 100% natural fibres, but the product is quite diverse, that it can be used in weaving, machine knitting and hand knitting. Our customer base ranges from that small indigenous craft person, small business person, designer, right through to international design houses, and our product is exported all around the world.
I even got an order from Ecuador, Helsinki, Canada, 2 from Australia. You have that professional profile and has allowed me in this small studio to sell my garments all over the world.
2 years ago, the ETB, when they decided to get a course going, I think we're down to actually single figures and number with hand weavers, and I think the average age of them was 78 years. I can't believe it, there was a big lull in the 70s, 80s, and just all of a sudden it took a big turn, all for the better. Here we've got five looms up here, we've got 5 weavers as well. So I thought I'd never see the day, that they get 5 weavers in the one room again.
Right now, more than ever before, the market wants to know that there is provenance, that there is excellence, that there is the opportunity to tap into local talent and to co-create together. This is an enormous opportunity to turn everything that the Northwest region has available to it into a movement.
You can use this collective experience and this collective platform to accelerate out of a crisis and into new opportunities. One of the key ways that we can do our part to protect the planet is by buying local, and consumers know that. And they know it not just because it's the right thing to do, but because they want to support local. Because local and local bespoke, creative, artisan products give you something that the big guys can't give you. They give you soul, they give you authenticity, they give you human touch, and a sort of emotional endowment that you will never get from Amazon. So in terms of a position of opportunity, it may not seem like it, But we're all there. We're on the cusp of it. So it's about looking round the corner, flowing round the obstacle and asking ourselves, how can I maximize this situation?
I'm really excited to have moved back to Donegal, to be working with really talented teams across the business, and for me to be able to walk up the yard here to our weaving mill, to see it in operation, see our archives, see our designers at work is really fantastic. And for that creativity to be brought to an international audience is really amazing to see.
But it's fantastic that I can work in Donegal and do what I love, live in the environment that I love, be around by the people that I love, and that's the future of the Northwest, that is possible, and I'm excited about the future.
Ireland Northwest has a strong tradition of enterprise and entrepreneurial endeavour in the fashion and textile industry. The industry has played a unique part in the region's social, cultural and economic development. The fashion and textile industry has changed almost beyond recognition over the past few decades. Where once companies sold to fill capacity in their factories, we now have businesses that are driven by design and brand awareness. Strong management, sales and marketing expertise, sustainability, the use of digital technologies, and world-class logistics are among the elements that are required for continued success in a highly competitive market. Ireland Northwest has several globally successful businesses in the fashion and textile industry, and our aim is to support the development of this cluster by having them front and centre to tell their story and lead by example.
Our aim is to really promote the dairy and Northwest industry and not keep it at such a local level, shout about it.
Actually, the limb, to be honest with you, don't want petrol, diesel or electricity. You can just take it out to the field if you want to and work away as long as you have daylight. That's it.